I'm just here for the candy, by user Blonda Lefty. I was at my local DWT, just dial. Back a notch, in black leggings and a hoodie, crouched down to find the right compact, holding my precious Reese's cups against me. 2/$5. Cue massive sigh behind me. I ignored it, as I was just trying to get my compact and ibuprofen and curl up at home. I'm still crouched and turned around with a "Do you need something? Why aren't you at the register? I don't work here." "Well, you should, lazy bitch. Here's the thing. I'm quite tall, especially for a woman, but all leg. So crouched, average sized, so I stood up. Bitch was barely 5'4" to my 6'1" and was in my Converse. Damn, I love Reese's Minis. It's fun how fast a sudden bout of laryngitis can kick in as you haul out of a store. Idiots unite. Person bowing deeply. Hi, this isn't the uniform here, by user Fagzor. Edit, spacing, some typos. I'm an electrician, mainly commercial and industrial jobs. I also frequently shop at IDontWorkHereLady, tools, supplies for jobs, miscellaneous things for home, the usual suspects. I've been asked for advice more times than I can count over the years about at-home installations while trying to shop, but this was a first. My story is about a Karen, of course. I was running errands and stopped at a IDontWorkHereLady I wasn't very familiar with, while wearing my high-vis work shirt, shopping in the electrical aisle, and I hear from behind me. "Karen, excuse me." "Me? Oh, I'm sorry. Am I in your way?" "K, finally. I've been waiting here for 5 minutes. Show me where I can find the hand tools." "Oh, I don't work here." "K, just show me where the tools are." If you look at the signs, you should see where the tool aisles." "K, I'm not wandering around this store. Get moving, I'm in a rush." Ma'am, I'm just trying to finish my show." "K, you can finish whatever you're doing after you can help me. The customer comes first." I'm sorry, I don't whoa." "K, I don't care if you're new, just do your job." I'm sorry, but I can't help you." "K, just show me where the tools are." No." "K, what?" Go find someone who works here, or go ask at the service desk." At this point, I started to walk away, figuring I'll come back and finish in the aisle after she left. "K, don't you walk away from me. I'm a customer, you have to help me." I kept walking. "K, get back here." I turned the corner, and start walking down the other side, and I heard her footsteps. She went the opposite direction and came around the end to catch up to me. "K, I'm not finished with you. I want your manager. I don't care if you're off the clock, you're still at work. Now do your job, go and get me your manager and my tool." Lady, back off. I don't work for IDontWorkHereLady. "K, you people are horrible, I don't know why you can't get good help. Why aren't you trained? Now go get me your manager." I turned around and started to walk away, and she didn't follow me. I wandered for a few minutes, went back to electrical and finished grabbing what I needed. As I walk up towards the registers, I see her at the service desk, very animated, starting to get loud. She spotted me. "K, there he is. He was swearing at me, and told me that women can't fix things. You. Over here, now." I walk to the service desk. "K, so you can follow directions. I expect a discount for his attitude and his insults." I make eye contact with the person behind the desk, and roll my eyes. Can you explain to this psycho that I don't work here?" "K, what did you just call me?" "See, he has been insulting me, I want him fired right now." Looking at the service desk, "Sorry guys, but I'm gonna go check out. Good luck." "K, where do you think you're going? I want your name right now." "SD, ma'am, he doesn't work here." "K, yes he does. Look at him, he's wearing a uniform." At that point, I walked away, checked out, and left through the lumber entrance/exit. I never did find out what tool she needed. Well, I'm waiting, by user Riker557118. Just found about this sub, thought I'd share a story that happened to me a few years ago during the start of COVID restrictions. So the first round of the 15 days to slow the spread had just started, where only essential services were opened. Well, I happened to be considered as such, so I was still commuting to work, Did enjoy the couple of weeks of no traffic, and on one of the days I needed to get gas. Now at the time I was in one of the 2 states in the US where you are not legally allowed to pump your own gas, but no one figured out how to socially distance the attendants, so for the most part people were pumping their own gas. One morning I had pulled in to fill up after shift and this lady pulls up to the pump behind me and just sits in her car and after a few seconds starts honking. Looking around and seeing that there was no immediate danger I continued to ignore her. That apparently wasn't sitting well with her, and she stuck her head out the window to expel the most nasally "Well, I'm waiting" I have ever heard. Not seeing any attendant nearby, just replied with, "Well, you're going to be waiting a while." This sent this lady into a tirade of ranting that, well, I didn't catch most of it because I have a biological advantage most people lack in dealing with annoying things. I'm deaf in one ear, and directed it in her direction, until I had to hang the nozzle back up when I caught that peak Karen phrase, "I want to speak to your manager." At this point I'm about ready to get back in my vehicle and drive off when a bit of malicious compliance kicks in and I gave her my supervisor's phone number where I work and drive off. Next shift starts up at my job and the pre-shift work brief/meeting goes off fine until at the end of it my supervisor ends it with, "Oh, and RIKER 557118, why did I get a call from an unhinged lady as I was trying to go to sleep about pumping gas?" Me, how do you know that I had anything to do with that? Who else could make a complete stranger that angry and then send them after their unaware and undeserving boss? Me, fair point. Okay, here's what happened. Retold the story, we all had a laugh and went on with our shift. I was the lady tonight, by user secret muslin. Ordered some takeout, walked into the restaurant and the dining room is totally empty except for a girl sitting by herself at a table near the door wearing all black. When I walk in she makes eye contact, gets up and walks toward me and says hi. I assumed, somewhat reasonably based on the context clues, that she was a hostess or server sorting silverware during downtime, so I replied hi and told her I was picking up a Grubhub order. More fool I, because she said, "Oh, I don't work here," and continued to the restrooms that were apparently behind me. To make matters worse, at that same moment an actual server emerged from the kitchen just in time to witness my shame. So obviously that's a restaurant I can never return to. Edit, y'all please learn how to recognize a joke. It was marginally embarrassing in the moment, but I'm fully aware that it's okay for me to go back to the restaurant LMAO. I'm not your Uber driver, by user better habits _okay. I stopped at yellow curb to wait for the parked car to drive away and take the spot. Then I saw a car that just drove away and I suddenly drove, which is like a bit far. A security was yelling like he was trying to call someone's attention. Then I realized he was trying to get my attention after I made a U-turn. He was pointing at the lady and saying she is my passenger and I drove away, that I have to move forward to pick her up. I just waved my hand like a no gesture. Then he asked, "Aren't you Uber driver?" Then I just shook my head. He was like, "Oh," and we just laughed lol. This happened to me, where someone tried to open the passenger door. I got frightened and I was, "Hey, why are you trying to get in?" Then that person looked at the back of my car's license plate and walked away. I've been a passenger before and I usually look at the details of the driver I'm expecting and also look at the map where he/she it.